Hello and welcome back, viewers, and thanks for staying tuned in. Now, just before the break, we were talking about identity. You know, there is some form of fraud happening in some agencies, and you, as a company, has taken many steps to protect people from their identity being, you know, identity theft, actually, effectively. Now, you've mentioned how and what you're doing about it. Now, you also said that your agents are complying by it as well, and it's very difficult for them to retrieve IDs again because your system doesn't allow it to retrieve it. So you have other protocols in place, and they have to go through that process. And by that time, alarm bells are going to ring, so nobody will be taking IDs. Now, you mentioned your agents. I mean, how does people know it's your agent? You know?
I mean, we have what we do, right? There are a lot of logos, branding, you know, available in our agency's locations, and they can also, if they don't see any branding, then they can always ask about, you know, would the agency send, because here, because of the fake competitions, you know, we cannot you know, have you know, exclusive agreement with the agencies so that they can only send money to our company. We can't do that. So customers have all the rights to ask if they want to send money through Braxajon or any companies. They can ask and tell them to send remittance through that company. Now, if a transaction takes place, then they should always ask for the receipt, and in the receipt they will see a logo of our company, where it clearly would be a logo, and then the unique reference number, transaction number. And if they have any doubts, they can always cross check with that. And also what will happen is, when there is a transaction take place, what we are recently bringing in, like they will receive an SMS on their phones. So if you know, if you've done a transactions, then you will get a SMS on your phones, and if somebody else, you know, does transaction on your ID, you will also get SMS to alert you that there has been a transactions, and also we will send email as well, to auto-generated email sent to our customers as well. Okay, now
so going back onto the cost, I've already asked you questions, but obviously remittance, people sending money to their friends and family in Bangladesh, they want to save cost, you know, and how can a person minimize the cost of remittance?
I mean, it just, you know, anybody, even I think what they should do is that before they, you know, when they decide to send money, they should phone around and see what's the, because sometime what happen, some would give you a higher rate, but they will charge you more on the commissions. Some would give you less rate, now they will give you rate less, but they will you know, they are going to charge you commissions, you know, less. So it's two ways. What you should do is always check the bottom line. If you want to send 1 lakh taka or 50,000 taka, what is the, you know, the bottom line, mean the how much you're going to pay them for the total amount. You know, because sometimes they get confused, agents make them confused by saying, you know, higher rate, you know, they would give you, somebody just down the road would give 50 paisa less, he or she would give 50 paisa more, but they're charging you on the commissions.
Yes.
If you are sending to the other locations with 50 paisa less, but you might be paying the same. When you come here, you're getting 50 paisa more, but your bottom line, your the amount that money, that pound that you're paying is the same. So what they do is they will charge you on commissions, or some would charge you less commissions. They will also give you you know, rate as well.
Rate,
you know, rate as well.
So viewers, what Mr. Salam was saying is very important, because I know a lot of people, they look at their rate. Today's rate is 110 taka, 103 taka, 100 taka, whatever it is to the pound. That is not the most important thing, actually. Sometimes the rate could be lower, but the commission could be higher. So the other way around. So it's really important. What he's saying is, look at the bottom line. So if you're sending a lakh taka, 1,000 pound, how much is getting to Bangladesh, and how much it's costing you? So the commission and the rates are two different things, and you need to always watch out for both of them, not just the rates. You just see how much you get for your money. Like if you're sending 100 pound, how much you are getting in Bangladesh? How much exact penny to penny is getting into Bangladesh?
So from that 100 pounds, some may charge you 5 pounds, some may charge you 10, you know, 7 pound, but they will, you know, they will give you a different rate. So just look at the principal amount, how much you are sending in sterlings, and how much you are getting in local currencies, and that will, this way is the better way of, you know, checking it out.
Thank you very much. About global remittance, can you tell us a bit more about the global remittance?
I mean, I'm sure that you have seen in various media is that recently, last couple of years, remittance to Bangladesh has fell, right? I mean, there are various reasons for that. One is that, sometime the illegal people, when the rate falls, people start going into illegal channels. They start sending through illegal channels. The other one may be variance of currencies fluctuations, because today, if you send 100, £1, you get 118 taka or 15 taka. Sometimes 100 pound would, so £1 you'll get, 110 taka. So that also sometimes have an impact. So last year there was a drop of $2 billion. I mean, I think it was 12 billion, just over $12 billion Bangladesh received. Now, where are the major contributor? Middle East is one of the major contributor to Bangladesh, because a lot of migrant people in Middle East. Then Malaysia is now upcoming. Malaysian market has grown drastically for last 6-7 years. Now they're saying around $600 million plus every month. Thirdly, America. United States also jumped. I mean, last few years their remittance gone up. Also, I think we are in 5th, United Kingdom, right?
United Kingdom was in the
fifth position. I mean, fifth positions we are in now. I mean, Italy is also catching up. I mean, within the European Union, we were the 4th, 5th for last few years. Last year, almost over $500 million remitted by the people from Italy, and we remitted just over 800 million. Now, I mean, year before it was around 300 million from Italy. So I think in Italy remittance are growing. Now, in terms of global remittance to Bangladesh, I mean, there was a very small drop from United Kingdom. I mean, what we are doing is that we are trying to balance that by motivating people who are sending remittance through informal channels. So we are trying to bring in convenience to these people, trying to give them better rate to compete with the informal channels. We are also trying to speed up the remittance, so that why would somebody go into informal channel? Because one, that rate, they get better rate sometime. Secondly, the speed. You pick up the phone, you get the money in Bangladesh. So what we are saying is that we are also bringing in speed. I mean, last few years I've worked with the Central Bank of Bangladesh, that the more bank that we sign up, and we do API integrations, so the transfer to bank account is instant, right? So that means somebody, basically we are more convenient than informal channels. How? If you have bank accounts in Bangladesh and you go to an agency locations at midnight, right? If the agency locations open, you can withdraw the money in Bangladesh at just after 10 minutes past midnight from Bangladesh, because in the ATM you can go and withdraw your money. So sometimes informal channel cannot compete with us. So this is something that we are doing, so that and the other thing what we are doing is that convenience, where Braxa, I mean, our company, we are trying to expand our agencies network in UK as well to smaller town where small communities are, so that they don't have to go through the trouble by driving distance or calling somebody up. So when they leave their home, they can see network of agencies where they could go and send
with all the online facilities and everything.
And online so what this does, right, that actually balance the genuine reduction in the remittance by bringing in the informal channels into the formal channels. So this is something that we are working for last couple of years, and due to that the steady remittance from United Kingdom hasn't fallen that much. Global remittance from Middle East, the big impact was from Middle East, right? So I think this year we have seen improvement. I mean, not only from European countries, there are other part of the world where remittance are, remittance are increasing. And we are also, go ahead.
Okay, we've only got 5 minutes to finish, and I've got quite a few questions left actually. But there are a few questions that I want to ask before we finish, and one of them is, it's a business question. It's a Business Today show, so I want to ask you a business question. As a business, what are you doing to compete against other businesses in the same business as yours?
I mean, we are basically diversifying our business. I mean, our strategy is not to just depend on one single corridors. I mean, I always say to my management and also to our investors that to compete with the global people, we are basically, I feel proud of how is that we are competing with the global companies where they've been established for 20, 30, 40 years. We are amongst the 5 remittance company in UK, right? Within last 7 years, we've gone to that level. Now, to compete with the global competitions, we are going global. We are planning to move into Malaysia, America. We also expanding our network into other Middle Eastern country as well. We're also looking into acquisitions and mergers. So, over next 5 years, our aim is to be amongst the top global companies. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so obviously you are doing quite a few things to expand your business.
Yes.
Okay, that's very nice, because in every business this is where I think it's very important. A lot of people just slow down when they see their growth. They become comfortable.
Just to give you an example, our year-on-year growth is over 40%. In this industry, remittance industry, the growth within our sector, it's about 5 to 10%. Some of the majority of the companies in this industry are making loss. So we feel good that the company, we are the team, the brilliant team that I have, and the support that I have from my shareholders is brilliant. Our banks from Bangladesh, parent companies, they're also supporting. The Central Bank of Bangladesh also supporting as well. And I feel privileged to be able to support in that area, and especially to our communities. You see, I take this as not as a business, as a passion.
Okay, congratulations, and that's how it should be. Businesses are supposed to be your passion. You should have that passion for it. Now, that's brilliant. We've talked about how we can compete against, and this is including the global exchanges. Yeah. Okay. How about other countries other than Middle East?
Our aim is to, currently the Brexit. Brexit is one of the biggest issue for our kind of business. So what we have done, we have already taken measures to safeguard ourselves, to protect our European business as well. So recently we have, set up a company in Portugal, where if we do come out of single market, we'll have another 21 months from March 19 for the transition period. So we've already proactively set up our operations in Portugal. So if we come out of single market, our Portuguese company will take over the European side.
Okay.
And this company, the parent company, basically the British company, will manage the global companies. We also have company in France as well, and we are also planning to go into acquisitions and merger to buy payment services who are in trouble. We just go into acquisitions.
It's pretty impressive. You have done something about the Brexit, whereas you've now formed companies in Europe to make sure that you're ready for the Brexit.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we haven't taken the chance, so we've proactively taken the measures. So nobody will realize that there is an impact, but in general, we've safeguarded ourselves, and people, our consumers, the customers also can be assured that their funds is safeguarded.
Yeah, that's right.
Their funds
that
is
was one
safeguarded.
of my other question I was going to ask about the safety of the quick, short, because we've only got about 2 minutes to finish. In quick and short, is the public's money safe when sending remittance back to Bangladesh?
As per FCS guideline, right, any funds that not delivered overnight have to be safeguarded into your bank accounts, right? So what we do, right, all the remittance that we collect on daily basis, whatever funds for some compliance reason are not delivered into beneficiaries, that fund is overnight gone into a called safeguarding account. So if the company for any reason goes into liquidations, that fund is protected, is safeguarded. And this is something that we strictly abide by. A lot of companies where many years back never used to do that, but bigger companies like ourselves or global companies, the funds are safeguarded. So if if for any reason the company goes into liquidations, the client fund that into the safeguarding accounts will be protected, and they will
protected, so the fund is protected. That's the most important, because we've had some issues over the years, and I don't want to mention no names.
No, I understand, but it just regulation has changed a lot, and I think sometime we also misinform peoples as well, and the more time passes by, you have debate discussions. I think it is good that we got the opportunities to discuss about.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to go and finish off. So viewers, that's it for me tonight, and that's it from my guest tonight. Now I hope you've learned a few things, and if you are somebody who sends money back home for your businesses or for your family, I hope that this has been quite informative, and it has given you an insight into the remittance business as well. Now, I just want to thank everybody at NTV, especially our coordinator, Farswa Machotra, for bringing a wonderful guest on again. And remember, viewers, you can watch us on YouTube. You can watch all the previous shows on YouTube. Also, you can, if you're not in front of your TV, you can watch us live on NTV online, which is www.europentv.com. And if you have anything you want to email us in regards to this show today, or in regards to any future show, past shows, or anything you want to discuss, please do so. Email me at businesstoday@europentv.com. That's businesstoday@europentv.com. And for me, remember, tomorrow's business is business today. Thank you.